I confessed to my best friend at dinner. She choked on sushi. I saved her, and she kissed me. We were just hanging out like we always do. She's been my best friend for more than 10 years. I've liked her the whole time and kept it to myself. That night I decided to tell her, or let it die forever. We met at a Japanese place we both love. The room was warm and loud with small talk and clatter. I tried to act normal, but my hands shook around my chopsticks. When the server left, I told her I needed to say something. I kept wiping my palms on the napkin under the table. She smiled, popped a piece of mackerel sushi into her mouth. I said very plain that I was in love with her. She coughed, then gasped, and her eyes went wide. Her chair scraped back, and she grabbed at her throat. She tried to talk, but no sound came out. Her face flushed red, then pale, and a thin wheeze came out. The table shook, and her water glass tipped and spilled. I stood up fast and yelled for help without thinking. People turned, but she couldn't breathe and started to panic. I saw a Heimlich poster on the wall near the bar. I moved the chairs aside with my foot and pulled her closer. The server cleared space and told people to step back. I moved behind her and wrapped my arms around her. I locked one fist and pulled hard and quick upward. Her nails dug into my sleeves when I pulled. Nothing came out, so I did it again, harder this time. A small bit of fish shot out and hit the table. Her feet left the floor for a second. She sucked in air and started crying into my shirt. We slid to the floor and I held her while she shook. Someone brought napkins and a glass of clean water. She kept taking small sips and pressing the glass to her lips. The manager kept saying we were okay and comped the check. Her makeup smudged and my shirt was wet from tears and water. She coughed hard and spit into a napkin until the sting passed. I checked her lips for color and watched her chest rise. We sat there a minute until her breathing went steady. I helped her up and walked her out into the cool air. Outside, the night air smelled like rain and soy sauce. We got in my car and drove without saying much. The radio played low while the city lights went by. I kept my hands at 10 and 2 and watched the road. I asked if she wanted urgent care. She shook her head no. Outside her place, she said thank you in a small voice. She squeezed my hand, then went inside and shut the door. I parked down the block and waited for a text that didn't come. At home, I stared at my phone and felt sick and wired. The house light in her window turned off and stayed dark. A little later, a message finally popped up from her. She asked me to come over to talk about what I said. Those words made my stomach drop and my legs feel weak. I grabbed my keys and drove back to her street. I changed shirts because the other one was still damp. I practiced what I'd say and it all sounded wrong. She texted again and asked if I was close. I almost turned around twice and then kept driving. I barely reached the walkway before her front door flew open. She ran out, threw her arms around me, and held on tight. She kept thanking me over and over for saving her. I told her she scared me half to death and she laughed. Her hair smelled like citrus shampoo and smoke from the grill. We went inside and sat on her couch with 2 glasses of water. Keys on a hook jingled when the door closed. My hands kept shaking and I could not make them stop. The room smelled like lemon cleaner and something sweet from the kitchen. The TV was on mute and a blanket was folded on the armrest. For 10 minutes we talked about work and nothing at all. My heart would not calm down and my hands wouldn't rest. I rubbed my palms on my jeans and counted 5 breaths. Then she looked at me and stopped playing with her sleeve. She tucked her hair behind one ear and looked down. She handed me a tissue because my hands wouldn't stop sweating. She asked, very quiet, if I really thought I was in love. I said yes, because it had been true for years. I told her I hated pretending when she dated other guys. I told her I didn't want to lose her, but I was done hiding. My voice shook, but I didn't look away from her. She stared at me for a long 15 seconds. Then she leaned in and kissed me, soft and sure. The room went quiet and I forgot about my shaking. I let myself kiss her back and tried to breathe right. Her hand landed on my shoulder and held me there. She pulled back and searched my face like she was deciding. She said she never thought of us that way because we were friends. She said I'd always treated her better than any boyfriend. She asked why we shouldn't just try and see where it goes. She said maybe we'd been careful for too long already. She said we could take it slow and be honest if it hurt. I said okay, because I wanted that more than anything. She reached for my hand and our fingers stayed locked. We stayed on the couch holding hands and said nothing else. Now my friends are saying I rushed things after saving her. Was I wrong?